hover over the city of Jorix as rain continues to pour down. A bolt of lightning temporarily splits the sky, reflecting off of the growing stream that has become the streets of the Strand. Unable to relegate the water anywhere from the dips and divots in the walkway, what started out as several large puddles turned into a pond, then slowly moving stream as everything moving through Jorix eventually makes its way to the Strand. Tendrils of shadow slither unnoticed across the stream from house to house, peering, smelling, tasting, searching. It rounds a corner before crouching low, sharpening itself, still for a moment, before it pounces, wrapping itself around the remaining bits of shiftweave it had been hunting, squeezing until cocooned, and then devouring it. Tearing into the memories left behind like a starving vulture picking apart at its quarry. The other tendrils surge forward, devouring similarly, until they find it, a trail, leading them down the muddied and watery road till it eventually reaches a row of houses and shacks. The path ahead is clear. They slither forward, surging excitedly before blue magical lightning surges up from the ground, and the tendrils that had crossed that path are rendered into nothing but dust. The other tendrils retreat backwards slightly, seemingly determined, before splitting themselves. Smelling, tasting. Their search, their hunt, beginning again. Across town, a small pocket watch glows blue between the hour of 2 and 3. Hyacinth looks quickly over at it from her post on the couch in front of the fire. Eyes darting quickly to the exhausted Tyneal, passed out and sprawled with his head next to her knee. She holds her breath, waiting. Eyes sliding back to the watch, and then to Tyneal, rolls of parchment of paperwork and ink before her, a cup of tea to the side. She is already planning 5 different scenarios in her mind for how this will be handled, but still she waits, staring, almost staring. The glow pulses until she reaches the number 25 in her head before slowly dimming to a pale blue. She lets out a quiet sigh, closing her eyes, gently moving some hair from Tyneal's face and smoothing the blanket over him, allowing herself this one moment before shifting back to her watch at her post, the feather and ink moving quickly across the parchment. For her watch has just begun. Rory, you set out from the inn at Leland in your new costume. Heading where?
I'm heading into town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find as large a group of diverse looking people
Okay.
as possible.
Got you.
Or so option A, as many diverse looking people as possible, or B, as many people as look the same as possible with a nearby hiding spot.
Okay.
No in between.
I love it. I love it. You are right on the outskirts of the grotto.
Okay.
It is still relatively early-ish in the morning. It's about mid-morning, I would say. Why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check for me first? I think that might help pair well with how this is going to go.
That is a 21.
21. Couple things you notice right off the bat. Not as busy as you have seen this area the last couple of days. And it doesn't take you long to discover why. Because through your wanderings and things, the main square of the grotto is the marketplace itself. And as you approach, you can actually see that what looks like a large, steely part of a structure, which you would know is the top of the Ascidian Gate, is now sprawled onto collapsed carts, marketplace area. Several buildings have been completely like exploded outwards from the impact. Luckily, it doesn't look like many people were in these spots since the market was closed or nearing close at the time that this happened. But you do notice at this point a lot of people are largely milling about. You would recognize several vendors just kind of looking at a loss of like, do I clean this up? It's also a crime scene. Looking a bit lost. This is probably why the market is not as busy as it has been the last few days or weeks. But you do find clusters, as is almost in your nature, both as Rory and Blackstone. People are inquisitive. They want to know what's going on. So you do see several Crown's Guard, several that you recognize from the Ascidian Gate, having gotten orders from Tyneal, securing the scene, keeping an eye on things, making sure people aren't poking around, but also lending aid. Some are giving blankets, and there's like a station for food under some tents and stuff like that for those that have been offset by what has happened here in the last couple of days. But you do find clusters of people all kind of talking, mainly huddled under the tents because it's still raining and pouring outside.
Okay.
So you can easily kind of blend in if you would like to.
I would like to I guess I want to do a handful of things. First thing, can I find like a quiet spot to slip into where I'm not observed for like a minute or so?
Sure. I'm going to give you a choice with this because of the roll that you did with your perception. Are you opting for like a slightly... all these are going to be hidden, but kind of off the path, like there is like a small little like tree bench, little bit of greenery in that area. That is an option. There's spots around the different tents. You could certainly dart into one of the tents and kind of blend in that way. Or again, kind of throwing yourself into a cluster.
For what I want to do, I'm gonna go for like a little bench, a little like out of the way spot.
You find just off of the main kind of epicenter, for lack of a better word, of where the Ascidian Gate remainder has kind of been pulled. Still some stands are active. They're trying to take advantage especially of the busier-ish, but also not as busy-ish the fact that people are in this area. People still have to work. They still have bills to pay, unfortunately. So you do see that as well. And off to your right, probably about 50 or so feet, there is a perfect area between clusters of tents and Crown's Guard ahead, the Ascidian Gate. There is what looks like a oak tree, which has a single bench underneath it of stone. And then off on one of the higher branches, it seems, there is what looks like a kind of rope swing that comes down from it.
Okay. So I go to that spot and I summon Corbin in the form of, I guess, just a very normal looking bird, like the equivalent of like a New York pigeon, right? I summon Corbin in that form.
Okay. Pops in his pigeon form. Wearing, does look like a normal pigeon, but you do see he has what looks like a small napkin, and you realize it's a very small scarf on his neck of like a cerulean blue with accents of flowers, because of course. Whew.
Hello?
Just
Hello,
kind of chirps back at you. This is different.
It is. It is a shape suited to a task that I have.
I figured as much.
I need you to keep a lookout. But so something special. I want to do two things. You spend a lot of time running from people. I think I would like to try to catch them. So, we're going to do a bit of a fashion show for them.
Fashion show? You see the eyes getting wide, like, like super excited.
I had forgotten that I did put some talent in the system for disguise changes. So I think I'm going to use some. We're going to cleverly disguise ourselves as some people and see if we can't catch some of these people who are trying to follow us.
Based on perception, you can get that he latched on to probably 5 words of what you said. Because he heard fashion show, and that was what he immediately hyper focused on. For the those of us who are neurospicy, you know, literally he caught about 5 words of that, and then was like, okay, catching people, fashion show though, and changing outfits.
Lots of outfit changes. Player note, this might be the first time that we have our first like historically recorded quick change artist, but we're gonna see how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll
see.
So please go and be my eyes and let me know if you see anyone closing in on my location. Unfortunately, they will likely be fairly easy for you to spot.
Well, I would hope so. I'm wearing new fashion.
You are. Did you want me to change the size of that scarf for you?
No, it's fine.
Oh, you like this one at this particular size?
Why? Is there something wrong with it?
Well, actually, looking at it, is the scarf appropriate to its size?
Yeah, it's not
small?
Like it's not too small. It's not like choking him. It's like perfectly. It seems like it's much like Corbin in general. Seems to have been magicked. Because remember, you got the clothes from the person who was creating it, and like had the clothes that could magically change the sizes as well, based upon what that stuff. So yeah, it is proportional. It is not like swimming, so he looks like he's got his head in a cone, nor is it dragging him down. It is the perfect size for a pigeon.
Okay. Well, as the last time I saw you, you were wearing a bow tie, so this is different, but it suits you. I like it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, off you go. And I send Corbin to go to their task. And then, I guess here's the thing. Maybe a perception to see if I've been followed to this spot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check then. And you can do with advantage because of Corbin flying around right now. No one's going to take notice of a pigeon flying around.
That is a 27.
27. No one has followed you.
Okay. I'm going to make my way back out into the city, and the first costume change of the day.
Okay.
I'll kind of look around. I see that there are normal people milling about, but there is also Crown's Guard and people from the Obsidian Gate. Yes. I think the first thing I'm going to try to do is see if I can use a disguise kit to come off as a member of the Obsidian Gate.
Okay. I like this. Okay, so we're going to have you roll 2 things.
Okay, 2 things.
First is a D100.
Okay. D100. Yes. I have one of these. Where's the other one? Here we are. Okay, I have a number for you.
Okay. Hold that number. The second you're going to do is a stealth or performance roll.
Stealth it is.
Or deception. I think that's all the same, but one of those would be good.
Okay. Uh, the stealth roll is a 5 on my die, for a total of 17.
Okay. I was like, okay, I know it's gonna sound bad, but I also know it's gonna go up real quick. Okay. And what did you roll on the D100?
63.
Okay. So with the 63, there are several, I think. God, I feel like we're in a video game in the tutorial of like learning how to do stuff. There is a group of Crown's Guard over by the tent with the food. And you can actually see from the back end of the tent, every now and then a couple pop out, either to get some more bread or like water that they have in some kind of trough as well. Blankets, things like that. Some seem to be like trading in what looks like dirty blankets from folks. And you can actually see a steady rise of steam coming off of the clean blankets, as almost
Okay.
as if they've been kind of magicked. You kind of see that. There's no Crown's Guard that is like stationed directly there, but you do see that there is like a handoff just to make sure that no one's like trying to steal stuff. Why don't you describe, based upon what I just gave you,
So
what
I
it looks
see
like?
a handoff of blankets.
Blankets, water, supplies. Yep.
Okay. So for Rory, I think these are like calculations and measurements.
Mm-hmm.
So it's things like, for someone who's part of the Ascidian Gate, I am going to need this many like materials to actually wear. So it'll take like maybe a blanket and a half. Do I have the things to? Why do I have dyeing material in this bag? Okay, I have dyeing material in this bag. I think some of this could be illusion as long as people don't get too close to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure some of this is going to work. And that, like, the whole thing just looks like, wait, hold on. Actually, I can do this for you on the screen.
I know you can. I'm just excited. I'm terrified at the same time.
Okay, give me the briefest of moments. I'm gonna see if I can find the equation I'm looking for real quick. Hold on, we're
All
almost
good.
there.
We have some wonderful protection. I'll describe what's happening during this time.
Okay, so basically, Rory has this going on in the background.
Okay.
As he's like putting together how far things are. He's also timing things like, how long does it take for the guards to pass one person to another? When do they look at each other? Where are people focused?
Yeah.
And kind of combines that information to pick the perfect moment to snatch like 2 blankets and a handful of supplies.
Yep. Based upon your perception check that you did, you know that they are doing this changeover typically every 45 seconds or so. Give or take 5 seconds if a guard gets tangled up in the tent or something. Oh. I think you were muted. Okay, cool. I saw your mouth moving and there was no sound, so I was like, huh?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
And then kind of like wait to see things. If he gets close and people seem to be paying a bit too close attention, well, I guess we'll just wait to see what happens as he tries to go get the blanket.
Okay. You see after a couple of moments, the tent flap again kind of flipping up, and a tired looking Crown's Guard steps through. And you see kind of depositing the dirtied blanket into this kind of pile, which you see immediately pulls itself out of the basket and seems like it's kind of wringing itself out and cleaning itself. And then grabbing a clean one to dart back. Doesn't seem to notice.
Okay. So how many of these magic blankets do I grab?
Roll a d4.
Hey. 3.
3. You grab 3. One actually looks like it's more of a hand towel, so probably baby sized, if anything. But you're able to grab those and quickly stealth back. Like you hear up above you as you're kind of doing this, Corbin kind of chortle as he's watching what you're doing.
I grab all of those, and then I don't know how to do these kind of checks, so you'll have to let me know because I never get to use these tools as often as I'd like to. I have a disguise kit.
Yes, you do.
So I'm going to take those blankets, and I am going to take the. Well, hold on. I don't know if disguise kits come with tools, but I guess they do. I'm going to just use them to try to make myself like a City and Gate cosplay.
Sure. Okay. You're going to a City and Gate con, I'm guessing. Let me just see because I'm curious. Disguise kits contain. I know they contain like paints and makeup. Yeah, so cosmetics, hair dye, small props, and clothing accessories is typically what is in a disguise kit. There's also wigs as well, small props such as false mustaches, teeth, eyeglasses, and then there is gum in there, brushes, and small mirrors as well.
So I'm also going to try to take note if every person who's out here among the crowds guarding the City and Gate has a helmet. Basically, I'm going to try to look like the most dressed down person, like the most reasonably dressed down person in the group.
Sure. Okay.
Because it means I have to make fewer things.
Yeah. Do keep in mind, since you were making this from scratch, typically it takes an hour to make a new disguise.
Okay.
Just keep that in mind. We could roll to see how quickly, if we can speed along. Just know that the DC will be slightly higher. Whereas a pre-made one typically takes about 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay. If there are things that I can do, I have one thing I probably could do, but I'm trying to save that for emergencies.
Nope, that I think I understand. So what we'll do is we'll have you roll, and we'll just have you roll twice to see how well it looks and how quickly you're able to do it.
Okay.
And like I said, we'll have that DC in place because you've been doing this for a while, so I feel like you mentioned you have a proficiency with it, so I feel like you would be a little bit quicker. With it. So we'll go with that. That way I know it's not rules as written. I don't really care. This is my interpretation of it.
Amen.
So yeah, why don't you go ahead and roll? We'll do those 2 rolls and then we'll see what that looks like.
Okay. So roll for the disguise kit, I guess, is what we're doing first?
Yes. Yep. This is how well your disguise is going to do.
Not me having to do this. Hold on.
Oh, no. To use an inspo. Oh, no.
Okay. So it is, okay, disguise kits are intelligence rules, apparently.
Yes. Which is weird, I'm going to be honest, but it also kind of makes sense, though.
Okay. So I guess I think like it's one of those, you're the DM, you can do whatever you want, but intelligence rolls. Okay. So that is what that is me using one of our first inspiration die roll of the day. Okay, that's much better.
Okay.
So, roll on the die was a 7 for a total of 13. Additional
Oof.
inspiration die was a 12.
Okay.
So we're at a 25.
Okay, there you go. That's much better. Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty close, honestly, to you were going for kind of a very casual. I feel like we're in Fashion Week. This is now showing Ascidian Gate casual wear. Like not quite lounge wear, but like just, a little bit more dressed down, not wearing, all the bells and whistles that a lot of the Crown's Guard are usually wearing. Not wearing the helmet. Yeah, it's looking pretty believable. Honestly, you probably blend in with one of the more like new recruits that don't have as many kind of embellishments to their outfit, such as like the badges or like specializations of which unit you're in. So you do fall in line with the kind of the brunt work, the freshman Crown's Guard kind of thing, as you are able to blend in with no issue. No one takes notice of the fact that there is now a new recruit in this
I think
space.
it's one of the. I try to take advantage of the fact that people are too busy trying to help people to pay attention to me specifically. If I don't look like something that needs to be questioned immediately.
Yeah, which I think makes sense.
And then I kind of like see if people milling around. I think I should roll a perception for this. Hold on.
You should. Yes, I was actually about to ask you.
Okay, that is a 26, and what I'm looking for is anyone in the vicinity that looks. How do I say this? That looks like they have lost something or lost track of something. Because, there are people that's like casually looking around or whatever. But then there's a look that people have when they were just like, I was looking for something and then I just lost it. I dropped my contact, my wallet's missing, that kind of thing. I'm looking for people who have like a kind of like a heightened state of like alertness or focus when looking around at things.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check for me, please.
Okay. Do you want me to roll another one?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Just the one. And I think you'll see why in a second.
Okay. I'll roll another one just for the hell of it. Okay. That is also a 26.
Okay. You see just down the lane from where you're at, a little bit closer to the rubble, there appears to be a small family kind of unit that's moving through. It looks like they were the first house that was hit, with the largest portion of the Ascidian Gate that had been ripped off. And you can see what looks to be a tiefling woman. She's wearing a bunch of shawls over her head to kind of block out a little bit of the rain, even though she's soaked through. She's got on her left what appears to be a half tiefling, half elf, who looks to be probably about 12 years old, daughter. And then who's kind of looking through. The one that is drawing the most attention is the smaller, which is on her right. Seems to be a tiefling boy, blue in coloration, like a gray blue, looking very upset. Is kind of looking through the rubble. Looks to probably be about like 5 or 6. And they just keep. What languages do you speak?
Common, Falcon, and Primordial, and
Okay.
Thieves can.
Thieves can. Um, he is speaking in some kind of guttural language you're not quite catching. With difficulty because there's also just a lot of sound all around as well. Keeps repeating the same phrase over and over and kind of scrambling against the rocks. Seemingly looking for something, very upset. Is giving the vibe of like toddler having tantrum. That level of upset. And they wrench their hand away from their mom, who's still kind of like looking around a bit in a daze at what remains of their home. And the young tiefling boy kind of wanders off a little bit of ways, seemingly still looking around, is picking up rocks every now and then, and is not watching where he is going. And it is at this point that he ends up running straight out and colliding with a large black horse. And a rider that you're very familiar with. Seated upon it, he has a umbrella this time. You see Verrero, the older goblin-looking man. In his 70s, he's not in his finery from the night before. He is wearing a very spotless uniform, and seems to be keeping an eye on the scene around him. And as the child kind of collides with the horse immediately rears up. And you note this, I think, the quickest, because I think based upon, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rory, everything sometimes for you moves a little bit in slow motion.
On occasion, yeah.
Yeah. You see the horse rise, and Verrero does not turn his horse away. He does not try and calm. He is letting the horse do this as the horse rises up and it looks like it's about to hit the young child. You have a second to do anything.
Only 1 second?
Mm-hmm. Because it does not look like anyone else. There's no other Crownsguard immediately in that vicinity. And it doesn't look like Verrero's guards are going to do anything.
How far are they?
About 15 feet away.
Oh, okay. So that's like easy for me to like run in and do something, and then like
Exactly.
I have 30 feet of movement, right?
Yep.
Okay. So in that case, I am the Flash.
Yep. I figured as much. Wanted to check with you just in case. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll for how you would like to do this?
Okay. That is a 23 on acrobatics.
Woo! All right. What does it look like? What are you doing? You see this black horse rearing up, neighing, as it had just been collided with this small child. You see Verrero kind of, his eyes going into concentration and looking honestly just more perturbed about this. Like it's like the fly for him that has kind of moved into his vicinity.
So I can see on his face, I just want to make this clear, right? That I can see in their expression.
Yep.
That they are willing to let their horse trample on a small child, and they have no interest in trying to prevent that from being a thing.
None.
Okay. My second question would be, what would you give me time to do?
Why don't you say what you want to do and we can see see what it is. If you are trying to like do some kind of overly acrobatic kind of stuff, then that probably not. But if you are literally the Flash of zoom zoom, then I think that's perfectly feasible, for instance.
Okay, here's what I want to do, and I will let you tell me if that happens.
Okay.
I want to run toward the child. Mm-hmm. I also want to grab, let me see. I'm pretty sure I have some in here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I want to run in. I also would like to take one of these climbing pitons that I have.
Piton. Yeah.
And I would like to run in, and I would like to, like, right where the child is, if I could make like a kind of a calculation for where that horse's foot's going to land.
Yeah. Again, I feel like your math equations are popping up behind you very much. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's run that back. So what I would like to do, I would like to run in, grab the child, and plant the baton, like the little, like the baton. I would like to plant that where the horse's foot is going to land. Ooh. And then run off with the child.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. And I had you roll for that already, correct? There's a lot happening, so my brain's like, did I already do that? Okay, cool.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, cool.
And it was a choice between either this or caltrops, and I don't have like caltrops or ball bearings. Like, I wanted something small that the horse would, my intention here is not necessarily to hurt the horse, but to have their foot land on it and to have them go absolutely not and like panic a little. Just enough to throw a rear off and cause a little bit of a commotion.
Gotcha. All right. The horse rears up and you are able to grab a small tiefling boy. Quickly place a piton down in place. And as the hooves are coming down, I feel like just barely missing you and the kiddo. Its hooves land, I'm not going to say directly on the piton, but around it. Like maybe a centimeter off. Just so, yeah. And you see Barrero kind of blink a couple times, looking a little bit confused for a second. It's a split second and it's just behind his eyes. Before he kind of calms down his horse, patting like the side of their neck, and that eventually calms them down. And you see him kind of immediately darting around before his eyes settle on the piton down by the hooves of his horse. And he looks around again, horse paws at the ground, seemingly a bit skittish and not really excited about this. And he just kind of glares at the woman off to his right, who the tiefling woman had caught on a split second ago of what was about to happen, and had shouted. So in his eyes, someone just shouted in the streets, and he doesn't know why. He clocks it and just kind of glares. He's giving the same kind of look that he was giving Tyneal the day before.
Just the how dare you speak while being beneath me.
Yeah, just very, very much that, but also just, you are just such a fly. And he looks over at the kind of stand that's been set up by the other Crown's Guard, who I will say, and I think you note this a bit better now, all of them are proudly wearing Tyneal's sigil, like on their left shoulder. And you see him clock it. He nods a couple times and then moves his horse forward. The guards following behind him, wearing his sigil. There's dissension amongst the ranks, it would appear.
There's also me clocking the slightest bit of tea here, mostly because you had all of them guards and not one of them also clocked that someone was able to get close enough to you to plant that and then leave. Child, y'all slipping out here.
You see,
so I returned the child to their parents,
and the mom immediately is just hugging, and you can see at this moment what the small tiefling boy was grabbing. It would appear it looks like these small kind of soldier pieces. Not quite like the army men that we grew up with, but like it's made of metal. Probably some kind of like simple silver. But it does look like several Crown's Guard and like a small cannon. That's the word I was looking for. Cannon. That he's now holding proudly in his... He just thought he went on a ride because he's just going... as you're kind of just bringing him back to his mom. Has no idea the absolute danger he was just in, and her mom is beside. Oh my god.
I think on the way back, if I have the time to tell him, I just go, you should be more careful. Otherwise, you'll worry your parents.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion roll. Because he's very much in the wee mode still. So let's see how much your words maybe.
That is a 21 on
21. Perception. Okay. I think between that and then seeing the concern on his mom's face, you do see him kind of like go from wee to oh. Oh, am I in trouble?
I as I look at him, my facial expression aren't unkind, and also I'm probably not wearing a mask at the moment, because if I were, I'm pretty sure someone would notice.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of like gesture, like, ask your mom.
And she is just besides herself. She is just immediately, she was, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. She looks to you, but she is so squarely focused on baby, child.
He is, there's no need to worry. He is unharmed.
Thank you. You see, she's just like that look of grief and fighting off the going back to what she was doing, and is just very much trying to be present in the moment. As she immediately rounds on not only the small toddler, who you soon learn their name is Saren. Rounds on Saren, and then rounds on the older of the two children, Hinari. Of like, why weren't you watching your brother? Doing the very typical, for those of us that are the older siblings, we know. Unfortunately. Why weren't you watching him? And the back and forth of like not having an answer, but also
ma'am, I did not give birth to him.
But also not really like knowing that whatever they say, they're kind of effed anyways. So it's just kind of like they just don't say anything. Like you just see the look of like, oh boy. The mom immediately like is holding Saren and is kind of shushing him as he, I think everything is, and just the high emotions, you know, how children can sometimes get, is starting to come in. So he then quickly goes back to crying, as you see Verrero moving down the street past the tent with the blankets and the food. You would see in this moment as well, couple of the guards, he kind of looks at his and gives a nod, and you see two of them dart off.
Wait, who gives who a nod?
Verrero does a nod to two of his own guards, gives a nod to them very discreetly, and you see two of them quickly dart off.
In what direction? Is it toward or away from the people?
Looks like they're going towards the rubble, specifically.
Toward the rubble.
And we'll
who's
see.
Close to the rubble at them? I was going to say, who's close to the rubble right now?
Yeah, a bunch of individuals, much like this tiefling woman and her kid. A couple of the Crown's Guard, because again, to secure the area. But otherwise,
I would say like there is a moment that closes it on Rory just being like, I'm not sure that sits well with me, before there's a scene transition. Smash cut to.
As we are going to pan over to what Stani and Diodora are doing as they are slowly making their way over to the graveyard district. So,
Well, I immediately sense bitch assness on the wind. Hate that man. I hate him.
I know you do. I know you do. The two of you, after awaiting a few minutes, we're going to go back a few minutes prior to the two of you seeing Rory quickly don a different outfit and dart off, heading in the opposite direction than you all had planned to go. What do you all do?
I'm so sorry. Can you repeat that?
You're so good.
Sorry.
We're taking it back to where
Yeah,
you all
we're
had
going to
slept.
the graveyard. I
Yes.
meant just like the scene that you set. Like
Yes.
what?
Yep. So with that, the rain is pouring outside. Rory has just left you all in a different outfit, but you know, hey, fashion. You can see Benji off at his desk, kind of quickly writing. Seems to kind of have almost like a little bop in his step that he was, you know, a point of wisdom.
I just sort of stirred some shit.
Seems very, very proud of himself. So you just see the little, almost a little bit more avian of the head bop come out as he's moving. The rest of the inn is relatively quiet. Either people have already left for the day or they've already come back from late nights. The street is otherwise relatively deserted. What are you all doing as you are, if the plan is still to head to the graveyard district?
Yes, for me it would be, at least, because we need to get this stuff taken care of with Aerie. I think what I'll do is I will have Sparky like in the shadows a bit, sort of like obviously like going with us, but like maybe send him a little bit ahead so he can like just kind of be like our eyes and ears, just if they're, because we know that we've been followed for the last couple of days.
Sure.
So just to make sure there's like nobody, if there are people following us, that we have an idea of it.
Sure. If you wouldn't mind.
Or maybe I'll even have him be like behind us then, if we're being followed.
That's a good thought. Whatever you decide to do, can I please get a stealth and a perception check with that?
From Sparky or from me?
For Sparky.
Okay. Okay. I think he gets the advantage on perception. Yeah. Perception. That's gonna be a dirty 20.
Love it.
And then stealth. Oh, well, that just ran into all my other die, so I don't know which. I don't know. Stealth is gonna be. Oh God, he has a +9 to stealth. 24.
Yeah, he's a stealthy boy. Okay. All right. I will bring that up at the appropriate time. Sparky absconds for now, whether to go ahead of you or to... Knowing him, he does a perimeter. He usually moves in a circle. So he'll probably get both, knowing him. Okay. He kind of... I can't get the Pandora as a wolf in our BG3 playthrough out of my head, and now Sparky gets it.
Yeah.
Like that. Step.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what he looks like. And I mean, he does look like a maned wolf, so like it kind of fits.
Yeah.
And then I'll turn to Stein and be like, "Shall we get going?"
They're slowly just following and casting detect evil and good.
Okay.
As they're walking, and they nod. And pretty much it's as if they're doing like, I don't know what it's called with the strings, that like they're messing with strings with their hands to kind of detect evil.
Gotcha.
Oh, they're doing like fucking cat's cradle and shit.
Yeah,
Jacob's ladder and shit.
I could picture it. I was like, I can't think of the word right now, but yes,
I had to like think back to the book I had as a kid that like taught you like the patterns and stuff, how to do them.
Yep.
I have a question
Sure.
for Stani.
Ooh.
Because it's raining, right?
Yes, it is still
Does
raining.
a
thunder, and
Stani have
lightning.
like? How does a Stani protect herself in the rain? Because I know she ain't getting wet. Or,
No, it takes like 100 brushes to just like get the mane right and the hair and the tail. So I think Asani is in what I would call rain luxe, but like secret. So it's darker colors, muted. There are no bells, but there are little tassels at the edge of the hood, and it's waterproof, but it doesn't look like it. Looks very like velvety and soft and warm. And it drapes over their shoulders and towards their back. And I think they have their hair now braided down into like two little like long pigtails, and the tail as well braided down with like, I think they would use like gold wire still to be like, we're still gonna be cute even if we're going to go outside.
This is why Rory had to leave first.
Yep.
Because Asani was like, it's raining out, ain't no way. I imagine it's like not even like a raincoat or a rain slicker. It's more like a moisture wicking thing that like just like the water just beads off and you just look fabulous. Okay. I had to ask. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Incredible. All right. You are all donned up in the rain.
Theodore's just getting soaked.
Yep.
Like she's like, I don't care.
Which I think is a fun
wish
contrast
you
as the
can-
two of you are walking, but like when not wearing any.
I know
kind of rain-
Astani has asked like once or twice, like, you want to walk with me? I can raise the cloak so you stand next to me, and then you won't have to get wet, dear.
I'm fine. I live in the wilderness.
Oh,
I'm used to getting rained on.
and then like 2 minutes later, like, are you sure?
Yeah, it's like, you're so soaked.
You're so soaked.
Your hair. It's like I have like the shortest hair because I chopped it all off. Yeah, I guess we just make our way towards the graveyard district. How I don't remember how far is it from the inn?
It's about 15 minutes. Because you're right at the outskirts of the grotto, right where the grotto and then the graveyard district kind of meet. So the main thing is just getting through the archway that separates the two.
Okay.
So it doesn't take long for you to see the shift in the environment, the houses changing slightly as they get a little bit older. You would know that this is the second oldest place in Ampistrano, so a lot of the homes and streets, much like the Strand, some are well kept, some are not, for that very reason. But the cemetery, the walls surrounding it, doesn't take long for them to get within your sight.
Okay. I'll like cautiously approach the graveyard.
Yep. You're not getting any pings from Sparky just yet.
Okay.
It looks largely the way that you left it the day before. Bit more rain. Astani, I would say probably you, with your passive perception, you do pick up fresh spirit claw marks on a couple more of the fresher graves.
With detect evil and good, any undead within 30 feet?
No.
Okay, so they'll just whisper to Fair over there.
To Fair?
Who's Fair?
Sorry,
Fair,
God,
Fair
don't know
who. Who is that?
Wait,
Who is that?
Theodora, just be like, don't know where that name came from. Sorry, I was probably hearing something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whoever
The
that is, they
spirits.
must be really fucking cool. So
Very
funny
cute.
and hot.
They just, this over here, and just like position themselves to like that direction.
Okay. And you can see it's on the fresher of the graves. It's again that same kind of sickly, kind of green essence is kind of pulling every so often from these large kind of divots. It almost looks like someone dug their hands into dirt or sand, like they were trying to hang on and then were being pulled. And you can see those marks trailing from those graves through the cemetery to, in the distance, not too far, but in the distance, the mausoleum.
Okay. Also, I just like, because I know Astani we specifically asked for fiends, but I want to know if any of the creatures on the list are around. No, you asked for undead, so
Yep.
I'm gonna need to know if anything is around. Because don't trust it.
Sure. Based off of your passive perception, you're not getting anything. There's a couple people milling about the cemetery, but they're not all black cloaked, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Giving the worst vibes. These are individuals that you can see laying flowers at some of the graves. Some of them you can see are actually seem to be trying to care for some of these graves. Because you can see in other portions of the cemetery, since it's all not one level, there are divots. And so the water kind of pulls. And you probably have heard in your time in Jorix proper over the last couple of days, it's not uncommon for there to be enough rain that the graves rise up and then float because of that. So
yeah, they should probably get above ground
a little bit
stuff, but a little stubborn. Get it? Yeah, y'all might want to visit a place called New Orleans. It might teach you a couple things, but okay. So,
but
I think as we're
ambiance.
we're going towards are we going towards the spirit claw marks right now, or are we going towards the mausoleum?
Where would you like to go, Stani?
Oh, I think they would be curious about the claw marks because it's happening here. But if they're going to, if it's on the way, they'll be like, I'm kind of curious, and this is something we're looking for. So, I could go quickly with Sakali and come back, return with you to the mausoleum if you wish.
No, we go together. I'll follow wherever you want to go. I think Theodora's kind of reluctant to go back to the mausoleum. I'll be and it's obvious that she I don't care if we don't go right now. Trying not to say it like that,
Sure.
Yeah. But also doesn't want to Jeff genuinely doesn't want to split up.
Yeah. There's two things though. I think there's that I'm curious about this, and I'm guessing Asani has very high perception, so they might have noticed that stop to not want to go to the mausoleum as quickly. But when you say I'll follow wherever you go, they have a turn of will you now? And then they just keep going to this to be little.
Theodore's did I say something? And everyone's what did I say something wrong? I said something. I felt like I said something normal.
All right.
Just oblivious.
And you do see they're kind of on the path, but also slightly off, right? If you're following if you're going the trail backwards from where they originated, it's obviously the graves. You see the ones that you saw the day before off on your left, the fresher ones. These look like they occurred just the night before. Off to your right. Couple tombstones down. The earth still freshly overturned, muddied obviously because of the rain that's continuing to fall. But fresh. And you can see that the deeper kind of marks are directly over the grave itself. You can see what looks like almost like an circular impact on the very center of the grave itself, and then the claw marks happening almost directly outside of that circle. The circle itself is probably like this big. It's not that massive. Size of a basketball, maybe. And looks like something was pulled. Why don't you go ahead and roll a history check, since it's been a hot minute. Astani specifically.
I didn't even move to get my dice. I knew you weren't talking about me.
Yeah.
I
quickly opened that sheet up. I was like, this is me.
Intelligence, ain't no way. I'm all strength, baby.
This is about the dead? Oh, I quickly switched to that sheet so fast. That is a 16.
16. If you recall, you and your mentor, just around the time that her disappearance happened, had been tasked with looking into strange occurrences within the graveyard district. Lights appearing. Specifically, orbs. And strange lights in the sky. The northern lights. Far south than they are normally. Especially this time of year.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
Just because there are such thing as southern lights.
Mm-hmm.
So these are like, how can you tell if they're specifically northern lights?
These northern lights are based upon the coloration, and it was typically accompanied with cooler weather.
Okay.
Good question, though. Because, yes, I did look into that. I was like, oh, there's southern lights, too. Oh, crap.
Yeah. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, baby. Not in Ampistrano, there's not.
No.
How dare you bring real world shit into this game? How fucking dare you?
I know. With the report that you were given, Astani, the orbs had been specifically sighted around new graves. Usually the window being of about 24 to 48 hours.
Oh.
I know I am not a Stani. I just but I have questions.
I love it.
I'll say Ostani's going to like say it out loud. They're going to mutter just, I'm glad that you walked with me. This is peculiar, and then just relay like that this has happened within that amount of time.
Yeah. And I mean, because we, even before we met Astani, we had heard about the orbs in the graveyard district. That was what I think. No, after we met Astani, I think, and that's why we wanted to come and like investigate it in the first place. It just so happened to be that it aligned with what was going on with Aerie.
Yeah.
But we were always going to come here because of the orbs. And as Astani says that and like triggers that, and like it kind of triggers my thought process a little bit about that, and I'm wondering if the orbs that were reported being seen in the graveyard district, were they being seen traveling in any specific direction?
Largely, the reports had been, some looked like they had been almost dancing before floating up into the sky. And then others had been, from their angle and from the reports, had been just moving through.
Okay.
Almost like a person walking through.
Okay. Because I'm wondering, and Theodore's wondering, if like, if these orbs, which she is assuming are like people's spirit energy, if they were traveling in the direction of where that beast came from, because we saw all the souls coming from out of that creature going towards the sea.
Gotcha.
So
no, that makes sense. Astani, I'm going to ask you a question, and this might help with things too, because I'm going to have you roll. You've helped individuals move on before. Move on into the Lady of the Veil's embrace. What was the last one that you did, that you helped? And what did that look like? Inviting someone into that embrace gently.
Oh, I think they have done it so many times, the ages and who they are kind of melt all together. It is heartbreaking if it is someone young with so much left for them, but it is part of their work. I think Osani finds it harder to walk away from, or at least just the last one she remembers is an older grandmother who probably lived far, far into their old age, surrounded by people who were reluctant to let go of their memory, and someone whose smile and kindness, like, they probably knew that this was coming in time, and so Losani was probably called earlier and helped them through this way, and saw a little bit of flicker of their life before they were helped along. And maybe even when they were helped along, just can imagine their jokes, their kindness, the way they're like, their spirit wanted to still cling on, not because they're ready for the rest, but because there were still people who needed her and that kindness that she had and held, that tangible proof of your, like, of who you are still in the world afterwards. That's something that she, like, the last memory she has is of helping her rest.
And she greeted you with a smile the whole time. As you watched that cinematic record of her life play, taking her to that in-between where ultimately whatever is next is there for her. She went willingly. I bring this up, and why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check, and you can add your spirit to that.
Thank you.
I had a feeling you were going to ask. You can go ahead and add that.
It's a 6 + 8 + 6.
6. So what's the total?
12 + 8.
20.
Oh, 20. Heck yeah.
Yeah, nice. You have seen and experienced across your time as one of the watchers of the Veil. You've seen people pass peacefully and move on. You have aided others in banishing them as well into the Veil's embrace. For all must undergo some kind of judgment for where they're to go after this. This doesn't look like a banishing, but this also doesn't look like this is an embrace. This is what you can tell based upon the lack of any spirit evidence otherwise here. And I say, not from the scratch marks that are there. There's usually some kind of essence of a person's being left behind. A ripple effect of the watermark that is a person's soul. Nothing. Void. That is gone. Honestly, the only reason that you know some soul existed here is that marker on the tomb or the tombstone itself, as well as scratch marks that accompany it. There is nothing. You don't get any essence of moments of a person's life. You don't get the threads of the veil touching here. Nothing. This spirit was forced, pulled, caught in some kind of riptide or current, and the epicenter is that mausoleum. But there is nothing of this person left. All you see before you in common is the name Tanara. Just simple first name, no last name. And based upon the dates, they looked like they were 25. Having passed the date showing this year, probably about 2-3 days ago.
There's a shaking of the hands as they're like drifting it over the grave and kind of covering where the claw marks are. Like when you see something etched on a wall or scratched on a wall, you're kind of feeling like the intensity of what left that there. And they look back to Theodora with, I think, just watery eyes. Just, the spirit was taken. And we both know where it is. It's just so gruesome and unkind.
I know. It's selfish to not let people rest when their time is done.
Whatever it is in there that is doing this, then we should go meet it. If it's doing this despicable act just to, gain more power or cause more harm, whatever it is, I am... And they're just like getting back up onto their hooves and like almost stomping a little bit. I have no interest in returning there, but we must.
Yeah, I think it's obvious I don't want to go back either, but no one else is going to do it.
If no one else will, then we must.
You get me.
I do. They'll just, I think they'll leave like dried lavender and certain things at the grave, and in hopes that if they are successful in the mausoleum, the spirit can find its way back. And we'll get their stuff ready, and I think I'm going to look through my spells because I know Asani's going to prepare something. This has only emboldened them to smack somebody for doing this. So they're just working on that and following Theodora.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll like kind of touch the grave, the headstone, like just sort of like in a respectful manner, like, you know. Is there any shadow around this grave?
No.
None
that is like, one, because it's raining and dark outside as it is, so it's not really casting a shadow, but based off of like shift weave additional, no.
Yeah, I mostly meant shift weave.
Yeah.
Okay, which I guess, tracks with what we've experienced so far lately. I just want to see if I could, like, find any memory that would help. But instead, I'll just, again, respectful pat on the tombstone and then drag my feet towards the mausoleum.
And the both of you walk past names. And Astani, you see other scorch marks. Like I said, the ones that are not as fresh as Tanari's. Off to your left, off to your right. I think it's one of those things of like you didn't notice it as much before. You noticed the one, but now you're aware of it. It's that phenomenon of like, okay, now I see it plain as day because now I know what I'm looking for. And you see that it's happened for the vast majority of the graves here. Anyone else who's walking by, it just looks like regular markings. Maybe someone plotting to do another grave in that area. Or a small animal moving through. There we go. Thank you. Small animal moving through. There's not really someone trained like the both of you are to be able to pick up on this. But eventually, you find yourself standing in front of that mausoleum. Doors are shut. It looms above you both. And we'll pan the camera back to Rory in this time. So Rory, you were seeing two of Verero's men dart off in this instance, heading towards where the top of the Ascidian gate is. Again, sprawled out in front of the, on top of the houses as well. And you see Verero kind of seems to just be kind of clocking everything in this moment. Isn't paying attention to the two guards that wandered off. It's just seemingly, much like Tyneal and yourself, is kind of taking mental notes of things.
I am taking mental notes of those guards because either they know something or they either are looking to, they're here to get something that no one knows is here yet, or they're here to start trouble, and neither of them bodes well.
Would you like to do anything?
I would like to take a moment to observe them.
Okay.
I'm going to I would like to try to track their movements, if that includes also physically following them without being noticed. So I guess a stealth roll here.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're unfortunately gonna need a stealth roll with that.
That is a 24 on stealth.
Okay. You see one guard dart off to the right, a little bit closer to you and where the tiefling mom and her children are. Not quite in the same cluster, but I would say probably a cluster or two down. And seems to be just kind of standing behind several people that are kind of murmuring about and just kind of leaning forward and kind of murmuring in a few people's ears pretty quietly. And then there's one doing similar off on the left.
I want to use detect thoughts.
Okay.
And I want to read their surface level thoughts.
Okay. Let me see something real quick because this is interesting. Okay. I'm gonna need you. Can you add Let's do a wisdom check with it.
Okay, a wisdom check.
Mm-hmm.
You need a wisdom check.
I do.
Okay. Wisdom or insight?
Wisdom.
Okay, a straight up wisdom
Yep.
is currently a 17.
17. Okay.
Did you say add proficiency or no?
I don't think so.
Okay.
You get, and which one are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the right or the left?
The one that's closest to me.
Okay, so the one on the right. You feel immediately a block. And you feel yourself fighting against this kind of metal door. Pushing against it, nothing. And at that moment, the one that's closest to you seems to pause and look around real quick. And you see Verero's head kind of immediately clocking into that direction as well.
There is... Okay. So, those are for their... Okay, so hold on. That's for all of that other stuff there. Okay. Okay, so surface level thoughts are just like completely quiet, and it has drawn the attention of multiple people.
Why don't you go ahead and do an Arcana check? Let's do an Arcana check, and maybe that'll help clarify things a little bit.
Well, like, here's my hypothesis. My hypothesis is, like, there is a magic that blocks divination, but also has linked them to each other. So if one person is, obviously, if one person is being probed, the others are immediately made aware.
Something along those effects, but yes.
But I haven't probed hard enough for them to figure out that it's me.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, you need an Arcana from me?
Yeah, just to kind of...
That is a 22.
22, yes. So almost exactly the way that you framed it, of there is something that is blocking even the most basic thought, surface level thought. And there is a linkage in place, but it likely, because it was so delayed, I will say, because again, math equations moving behind you, Rory. It wasn't like it rang the dinner bell and Verero was immediately made aware. You saw the guard immediately look to Verero, giving that kind of visual signal, turning their face away from the crowd and from the Ysidian gate to Verero. And that's when Verero looked in their direction and then started looking around.
In that moment that I'm able to clock here, does that read like panic? Or just like, or is it like mild alarm? Like
mild alarm.
It's like something's off here and I don't know what this is.
Yeah. Mild alarm, because Verero doesn't really panic. The guard looks more so of like, this is strange.
I'm going to, in that moment of distraction, I'm going to scan the thoughts in the same way of the person like one of the people he just said something to.
Okay. He was speaking to, it looked like 3 people that had been kind of clustered around. And so with that, you see largely they are a mixture of vendors, other kind of marketplace sellers, as well as individuals that are just regular civilians. Some look like farmers too. They're all kind of huddled, talking. The surface level thoughts that you get, because are you looking at one specific person or all 3?
Just one.
Okay.
Like, I'm just picking one out of the people that he talked to, because I would imagine that since they just said something.
Sure.
That would be immediately on their mind in some way of just being like, they said such and such and so, even if they don't know what that means.
Sure. So let me ask this then. of the three that I named, a vendor, one looked like a regular civilian, and a farmer, which of those are you tapping into?
The vendor at the moment.
Vendor. Okay. Look of surprise that, like, Crownsguard has approached them. The surface level thoughts that you get is a mixture of confusion first.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get a weary kind of thought that kind of seems to trail in of, well, wait a minute. He could be right. Tynail's not here. Sure, his guards are, but he's not here. And I mean, Ferrero is. It looks like Ferrero set up this camp to make sure that everyone was safe and is even here personally. Should we trust Tynail or should we trust Ferrero? Those kind of thoughts milling about, as well as probably the one that's more blaring is that this one, the vendor, is seemingly been, this is one of the shops that has been impacted as well. As you can kind of see every now and then, he kind of darts his eyes back towards a tent, which is completely collapsed, with what looks like the very point of the Obsidian Gate smashing through it. That he's being pulled in for questioning.
Who's being pulled in for questioning?
The vendor. He's been summoned to speak with Ferrero in regards to this. And you can, I would say, you don't need detect thoughts. You can see the other guard on the left is kind of moving from cluster to cluster. And it's not too long after that the kind of quiet murmurings of wondering, like, what the next steps are, etc., start to grow to people being more upset than anything.
Okay. So, I walk over to I walk back over to that family of people.
Mm-hmm. The tiefling family off to the right. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I start a conversation, like, say just briefly, a moment. Say, my apologies for earlier. I forgot to introduce myself. And goes, my name is Tave of the Obsidian Gate, sent here by Tynail to help.
Can you get a little bit closer to your mic? You're fading in and out a little bit. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, because I'm speaking quietly and I'm like trying not to do that. I will try to speak up. I'm projecting.
Right,
okay?
but you were speaking quietly.
Well, like, because we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
How about that?
No,
so
I get it.
It's kind of like, hi, my name is Tave. I'm here on behalf of the Obsidian Gate, sent here by Tynail to help the people of the town recover. And I would like you to know that Tynail sends his regards and hopes to be here to help rebuild and protect the city in the same way that I was able to be here today on his behalf to help protect you and your child. In the event that this is meant that anybody asks you about that, feel free to talk to them about what you've experienced here today. And if there's something that we can also do to help you, it seems, rebuild your home here, I would be more than happy.
Thank you. We appreciate. We've been supporters of Tiny Ale throughout this entire thing, so I do appreciate that very, very much. And she starts to trail off, and you see she's looking over towards where the tent is set up with the food and supplies. And you see at this point there is now a gathering crowd of individuals that is approaching it quite angrily. And it's at this moment, too, additionally, you actually get a ping from Corbin circling above. Hey, I don't really think they're into a fashion show. In fact, it's looking like you might want to get out of there. It's not looking great.
What are you seeing?
And you see visually from Corbin's view as he's kind of perched himself on one of the surrounding kind of homes that have not been impacted, where it looks like some other kind of makeshift shelter has been set up. You can now see visually the kind of square that you're in, the tents, and you can see people are angrily starting to approach the Crown's Guard wearing that have Tiny Eel sigil, that are the ones that are passing out the blankets and the food and the water. And some of them have begun throwing rocks at the Crown's Guard. Others are starting to go in and are seemingly getting into some kind of alteration, as you see several gentlemen kind of grabbing some Crown's Guard and immediately tackling them to the ground. Verero's just watching all of this happen. And you just hear shouting of, Tiny Eel is cooped up and, where's Tiny Eel? Like just yelling. And tables are being flipped over, blankets are being stolen. Now blankets are being fought amongst the people. People are fighting over food, drinks, everything. And you can kind of see the tiefling woman with her children off to the right are kind of like backing away from the scene, obviously not wanting to be a part of this or get involved in all of this. But it's turning into the Crown's Guard quickly that are aligned with Tiny Eel specifically are being overwhelmed. They're holding their own, but you definitely see that conflict on their faces of, we don't want to fight back because these are also civilians and this could make it worse, but also needing to defend themselves.
Okay.
So
I do two things immediately. Well, three things. Thing number one, I find a place that is out of the way.
Okay.
And I feel like we have communication devices, right?
You do. You have the earrings.
Each,
yep.
Right? And we only get to use them once a day, right?
Once every 3 days.
Once every 3 days? Okay. So.
The charge had just been used from one of you because you had contacted Hyacinth and Tiny Eel. Yeah, from Theodora. Thank you, Fair. So you still have your charge and Astani still has hers.
I use the, I take a moment to step into a hiding place, and I reach out to Hyacinth with my earring.
After a moment, she kind of quietly gets on. Yeah? Are you okay?
Hyacinth, I need you to listen carefully. Verero is out here and stirred up some trouble among the people in the grotto, and has stirred up some rumor and trouble among the people in the grotto and has agitated them.
Oh, jeez.
To the point that they are now attacking the Obsidian Gate and demanding the presence of Tiny. I am aware that some of the discord they have sown is simply because Tiny is not physically present on site. Tables are being flipped. The guards are doing their best not to fight back with the people. Now, Hyacinth, and I want you to listen to this part very carefully. I am in a position to cause a major distraction of some kind here, if you wish. But I do not feel that Tango's presence here is going to be optional.
No. Stand down. And you can kind of see she's cursing underneath her breath, quietly. Presumably, Tydeal is still passed out asleep right now.
I do have the ability to assume his form for the time being, and what I will need you to do is tell me what it is that you would like, what you would have me say.
No, and I appreciate that. Varero is laying a trap for Tyneal to come out. He knows how exhausted Tyneal is, and even can see through a lot of deceptions. Motherfuck is all you hear through the connection. And she's like,
I will also inform you that the guard that he has with him, some among them are protected from divination magic.
That doesn't surprise me. We've been doing some investigative work on our end. Believe me, I've been doing a lot. Okay.
I can chew another barrier cube if you would prefer.
No. Please, no. I want you to get back to the task at hand that you were already working on. Thank you for this intel. I've already got an idea of how to handle this.
I am here on a task of a different type. However, I am in a position to help you since I am here and you are not yet here. What would you have me do to buy you time?
If you can get individuals out of there, I won't say no. Otherwise, make yourself scarce. I've got some calls to make.
Individuals?
Anyone who's not actively being a part of this, and she kind of pauses listening for a moment because she can hear through the connection with you what's going on in the crowd around what is, I'm assuming, an angry mob. We'll get ahead of this. And you've already been a massive help with letting us know. The only reason I'm telling you to stand down, because believe me, Rory, I would love for you and your group to absolutely tear into Varero, off the record, obviously, is that we have to play this political game very carefully.
Well, I will not engage destruction. However, I do have an idea. If Varero would like a rumor, I will give him a rumor to have.
You kind of hear her pause for a second. I will trust your judgment on this. If Deodora has faith in you, then so do I. Just please don't chomp on any cubes, please, I beg. you just hear that through the thing.
I am going to do what is potentially a very terrifying thing. Have we been able... Okay. I focus my attention on Varero.
Mm-hmm. Who you see in this moment, expressions changed. Eyes are the only thing that gives away that he is happy with what's going on. The rest of his face is stone cold, same expression. And you can see at this point he's starting to, kind of seeing what's happening, get ready to move his horse along. Like, okay, the work here is done, kind of thing.
So, here's what I would like. I want to roll perception. The thing is, I want to do a couple of things. I want to see how physically protected he is.
Okay.
So that is a 25 on perception.
All right.
That.
2 of his guards obviously had moved about, and you can see that they are still milling about. Some of them are very quietly kind of approaching some of the more hesitant kind of quandary of people that are kind of spread about.
So they're busy spreading rumors.
They're still working on things. Yeah, you can still see that some of them are, yeah.
The second thing I would like to do is I would like to... How far would you say Varero is?
Not far. You're still by the tiefling mom and her children. So probably within about 6 to 8 feet, I would say.
Okay, I want to do this. I'm going to give you a sleight of hand check for what I'm trying to do here.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to add an inspiration die to that. Okay. I'm going to roll it. No, ma'am. What are you doing? Okay. Sorry, my cat was over there picking at something and she shouldn't be.
You're good.
That is a 20 on sleight of hand.
Okay.
I want to cast detect magic
Okay.
on Verero,
Okay.
and I would like to know what protections he has.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to ask same thing I asked before.
Mm-hmm.
This time I'm going to ask you to add an Arcana check with it.
An Arcana check.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said an Arcana?
Yep.
Okay. That is a 21 on Arcana.
Okay. All right. You get bombarded with pings with the amount of magic that is around and within Verero. You get a non-detection spell. You get a mind blank. You also get a ring of mind shielding along with it. You get boots of haste as well. Elven bracers. All of these things are lit. Like almost everything he is wearing is lit up. To get that context. But the big ones are he seems to be most protective of his mind and his own presence.
Okay. So,
which is not too far off since he is a man on the council and is high up. He is able to afford these items and likely probably got some of these across his own journeys too. But like, yeah, he is. If this was like moths being drawn to a flame, he would be completely covered.
okay. Now, the reason why I was looking at this, right, is trying to figure out if what Rory is thinking is, does this do any of these things render him immune to illusions? And currently,
No.
none of those protections do.
Nope.
And so, I am going to take an additional moment. Rory crafts an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know what the idea is, or should we just role play?
You should just go for it, honestly. I feel like it's more fun
Okay.
if you just go for it.
Rory puts takes a moment again, just engaging, being soft with the family, but lays a hand to his chest and goes, well, if it's people that you want to speak to.
I'm sorry, can you talk louder?
No,
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. This is it's so hard to be a method actor.
I understand
Well.
that. That's the thing.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
actually, hold on.
Okay,
You know what?
Like,
You know what? Let me go. Let me use.
Please don't
I'm
put-
gonna.
Please don't put yourself
gonna-
in the category of method actors because most of them are the most rankest motherfuckers on the planet. Please don't.
Please.
You know what? Fair enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this and speak at the same volume.
Perfect.
If it's words that you wish for people to hear, Valera, then I will make sure that they hear the words that you would speak if Tyneal were you.
Okay.
I cast.
I feel like we have a drum roll going now of what Rory is about to do.
I cast Kendrick Lamar and I roast this motherfucker to oblivion. Okay.
no.
I cast Summon
cast-
Kendrick Lamar.
I cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay. Oh, okay.
So this spell crafts an illusion. The target has to make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
And on a failed save, you can create an object, creature, or other phenomenon no larger than a 10-foot cube that is perceivable only to the target for the duration.
I love this. Hang on, let me pull up his sheet. This is incredible. I love it so much. Salem agrees. Yeah. Okay. You said it's an intelligence savings throw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That is going to be a 17 on the die.
Now, my DCs for spells are a 14.
Oh.
However,
yep.
as I see that defiance set in his eyes where he tries to do this, again, internal monologue. You will, in fact, see truth today, whether you wish to or not.
Let's go.
He has a 4.
Oh my god. Okay. What does he see in place?
So what it is Tyneal, but like it's Tyneal.
Yeah. Yeah.
In like his full regalia, calm and composed, and about 6 inches taller than he normally is. Just like imposing and present, and is in no way unsettled by everything going on. The world around him just fades into like muted silence.
Yep.
It is my understanding that you were asking about my presence today.
Oh shit.
Because the illusions can include sound,
Yes, they
and
can.
color and heat and all that other stuff.
Yes, they can. Ferrero does not say anything. You see his eyes like lift a bit, eyebrows raise, and you see him like look around for a second to see if anyone else is seeing Tyneal poof in front of him. But he does not say anything. Hi, Sam.
Nothing after causing so much turmoil for the people in this town.
Do an intimidation check. We've got the shadows up, so I feel like you need intimidation with it.
Sin, if you don't use that nat 20.
You know, well, I don't know if I'll need it for something else, but you know what? Sure. That is a now, like, actually, hold on, let me roll this real quick to tell you what I'm going to get. It's a 12, but no, it's not, because it's a 20.
Okay. Let me ask this.
Mm-hmm.
What singular thought are you trying to impose onto Ferrero that is coming through onto this intimidation?
The thought that I have is the thought I think I want to have the intimidation, right? Is that you will never be far enough ahead of me to make me lesser than you.
I love it. I love it. Okay.
Because I don't think Ferrero is the kind of person who wants, who like someone goes to and tries to meet with like might or physical strength or try to be made to cower. It's he enjoys feeling superior so much that the most intimidating thing I could do is to have someone who can keep up with his shenanigans.
Yeah.
And he's never able to outpace them.
Correct. Okay. The illusion pops up. And you see him like kind of almost pull back on the reins a little bit as that statement is made. That thought presented. And you see the horse pull back slightly. Not quite raising itself up like it was before. And I think you see beads of sweat forming and a solid vein just kind of as for a moment a flash of fear crosses his face that you can see is easily split between the fear of showing that he's afraid as well as the fear of has he met his match with Tyneal potentially. And after a moment he huffs, horse pawing at the ground, doesn't say anything still, but you do see a slight shake similar to when Deodora intimidated him the day before in his hand, ever so slightly, as he rounds his horse and heads back. The two guards away
from the forest.
Yep.
Okay.
You see the two guards that were still accompanying him, still with him, and then the two that were milling about the group slowly, kind of similar to you, slowly like mist moving back towards where their post was.
You will answer me, Ferrera. And in the background, there is a deep roll of thunder.
Yep. I love it. Love it so much. It is still chaos as this is happening. It is still chaos. You can see the Crown's Guard align with Tyneal. At this point, they have managed to get themselves out of the tent, which is being torn to shreds as people are tearing it apart. Food is being thrown. The Crown's Guard align with Tyneal are kind of in a retreat, also slowly back towards where what remains of the Ascidian Gate is. Some of them are looking bruised. Some of them have mud. Some of them have what looks like tomatoes and other fruits that have been kind of thrown at them.
For that,
Mm-hmm.
how are they relatively close together, the people who are doing all these things still?
They're kind of spread out. It is starting to spread like wildfire as this is happening.
Can I run and throw things? Can I actually, yeah, I want to run and throw things.
Okay.
Let me give you an acrobatics for running and throwing things.
Okay. This is true.
God, okay. We're throwing in some inspiration dice here.
I love it.
Because we need to do that. Oh, okay. Well, that definitely helped. So that acrobatics is a 29.
29. Okay.
Here's what I want to do with the acrobatics.
Okay.
I want to, because, the men have pulled out. Well, have all of the guards pulled out?
Most of them, you can see like one or two are trying to, but they're like very much in the movies of like getting out and then getting pulled back in kind of thing.
They're the first people. They're the first people that I target. I'm going to run around and I'm going to try. This is what I'm trying to do, and what I rolled that for. I'm going to run around and try to, as unnoticed as possible, while running, throw barrier cubes.
Oh, snap. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and roll stealth? Yeah.
So, that's stealth. Oh, good grief. Please. Hold on. Where is it? This one here. Okay. That is going to be a total of 30 on stealth.
Yeah.
Just to note, right?
Yeah.
Just to note here, that was a 7 on the die. I had to pull out an inspiration die for backup, but listen, it worked. So
do what you got to do. Hey, that's what they're there for. Yep.
So, I am running around and especially just kind of gathering things, trying to like slip into the places where people aren't really paying attention to me. It's just this blur, and then suddenly barriers are just popping up.
Okay.
around the people who are causing the most chaos. And I may or may not have accidentally wound up with a couple of Verero's men in the mix of it since they
Sure.
couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Verero even cares enough to slow down to stop.
No. Okay. Yeah, you do see at least the vast majority. How many cubes do you throw? That might help me a little bit.
No, I just throw them until because I have like a stack of like 40 something of
Yeah,
them.
you have a bunch.
So basically I'm just running around to everywhere where there's the most conflict happening, and specifically where like Verero's men are, and just throwing cubes to capture all of the people in that spot.
Gotcha. Okay.
So basically until we have caught all the dissenting people.
You get about 5 cubes that are used.
Okay.
You are capturing some that are just people that were trying to get out and got caught in the fray, but they're in the mix. All caught up. The fighting is still continuing, but now they're within the cube, so at least it's not spreading further into the grotto and the city proper. Verero is still moving down the street with his 2 remaining guards.
Right. And like the idea for that wasn't even necessarily to capture him as much as to have that moment. There is a prayer that basically Rory says at this moment, that someone saw that moment somehow, and never minding that, kind of has to focus on the people who are now here left, right? Like his Verero, it was mostly doing a thing of having to have Verero deal with something, because now we'll talk about that later. There is you said there are 5 bubbles out here? Okay.
In total, it looks like there's been about 45 to 60 people that have been kind of caught up into these bubbles.
Of those people, would you say, not for any purposes,
Sure, yeah,
that the amount of people who seem to be the most passionate in their dissent would number, like, some people, right, are probably out here just doing things because they just saw that things were being done. But among the people who are leading that or urging it on, how many of them would you say there were?
Of the 45 to 60?
Yeah, would there be, 12 or less?
No.
How many would there be?
About 30 to 35. It's almost half.
Of people who are, like, actively, like, making that stuff happen?
Yeah, and you can see a large portion are, like, just were caught up because it was much like putting a flame to gasoline. Everything lit up super quick. So, the ability to get out of it, especially since the tents and stuff were kind of almost blockading people in, because the gate and the destruction were ahead. Everyone was there. The tents were here. And then the rest of the city of Jorix was there. So this was kind of the line people have to run towards. So there was not really anywhere else they could go. So a lot of people were corralled in.
You said, and those are the 35 that are corralled in? Okay, so like what I'm looking for, not how many people did we corral in those bubbles.
Sure.
But very specifically in those bubbles, how many of them are like the people who are like actively egging on a problem?
That's what I mean. About
it's those
30 to 35. Yeah, out of the 45 to 60. Yes.
So like half of them.
So about half.
About half of them?
Yeah. They were able to, and clearly you can see it's not all merchants. It's not all vendors. It is a mix. Civilian, vendor.
Because it would have to be.
Even 1 or 2 Crown's Guard that are not Vereros. That seem like they have been swayed either by what just happened, or what was said to them.
Where are the other members of the Ascidian Gate?
The ones that were working the tent, they're kind of collecting themselves. They looked like they had been ready to run. And then the bubbles popped up. Some of them seem like they're recovering. A couple look like they're similar to the earpieces that you all wear, kind of talking to some individuals pretty quickly. A little bit of panic on their faces as that's kind of happening. And like, again, Ferrer just at this point is starting to turn into a dot, as now the commotion from what's happened here has drawn people from the outskirting streets and neighborhoods to see what has been going on over here. But for the sake of everything, it does look like at least the situation has been handled. No one's getting hurt. They're still bickering, they're still fighting, but yeah.
But things are contained at least.
Yes, they are as secure as can be, all things considered.
Okay. If I can discern who they are among the farmers, the vendors, because some of those people that they spoke to are probably leaders of some kind.
Mm-hmm.
You know, basically, like, there are 35 of them, but those aren't like 35 leaders. Those are like a handful of leaders who have a bunch of people who are loyal to them.
Some of them, it's honestly, the vast majority are regular people. Some are part of the Merchants Guild. Some are part of the Farmers Guild as well. But luckily, no one that's like heads of those positions. Likely these are the like maybe the cousins or like the spouse of them kind of thing.
Well, like
getting caught up into it.
And when I'm talking about leaders here, just to be clear about this, I'm not talking about like someone with like a formal title as much as the person, because like leadership in a lot of cases is, especially in a town like this, is kind of an informal thing, because you might have a lot of people who are just like I don't care what boss man says, if that person says it, I'm gonna do it. So kind of whoever has those personalities, I try to clock how many of those people there.
You would get about 10.
Are they like easily identifiable people?
And it's honestly, it comes down to those 10 are, it's very slight, but they're just, their clothing is a little bit more put together.
Okay. Do I see people, like, what do I see the people are, like, closest to those people doing?
All fighting still.
Okay.
Throwing them on chaos. It is just chaos within there.
There's chaos happening. So again, I'm just going to I'm just going to continue doing shenanigans, and I'm going to do that once a day kind of thing.
Sure.
And I'm going to use mass suggestion on those people.
You would know they're within the bubble, so no magic from outside the bubble is going to come through.
So I would have to drop the bubbles before I could do it. Okay. Okay.
The bubbles were designed to let nothing in or out, specifically for that reason. Both magically and weapon-based with that. But yeah.
Is there a way, if I just speak normal words, they can hear them, right?
Yeah. If they choose to listen, again, I know we're just the two of us talking. It is literally, it sounds almost like a tailgate. Just loud, people shouting.
I try to find a member of the Ascidian court and ask them if they have anything that would increase the volume of my voice so I can speak to everyone.
None of them do at this time.
None of them do. So it's basically taking a risk, really big one. Yeah.
Yep. And with the caveat, obviously, too, you would be putting yourself, who has been very stealthy in this situation, right under that spotlight.
If I drop the bubbles and then talk to them.
Mm-hmm. Or if you keep the bubbles up and you try. Just to note that kind of thing. Because I know you've been trying to move stealthily throughout this all of it as well. You are going to directly put a spotlight onto you, but also whatever you might be doing. Okay. Both in this present moment and after.
Because the thing is, if you're talking about people still fighting each other, then like I'm worried that someone is either going to get hurt or they're going to die. Now, if by fighting you mean that they're just squabbling and arguing.
Some are squabbling, arguing. A lot of the punch throwing is kind of stopped now with the bubbles being in place. Okay. But a large, you can see a few people are injured. No one is, like, no one's stabbed. No one has been, honestly, the main people who have been hurt are the Crown Guard that were aligned with Tyneal. They're the ones that are worse for wear. Okay. But they're standing, they're breathing, they're not bleeding out kind of thing.
Okay. If people aren't like, because I thought people were physically fighting.
They were.
But in the bubble.
Yeah, they were. But then I think them picking up that they're trapped probably doesn't make sense to, like, keep beating the shit out of each other if you're trapped in the bubble and vice versa. So now it's kind of, it moved into now squabbling versus, you're not seeing blood smears on the side of the bubble kind of thing. Okay.
So I think the last thing I'm going to do then, instead of what I originally planned to do, was we're going to see, well, something, I guess we're just going to see who gets asked where the bubble, something? No one needs to know where the bubbles came from. Mm-hmm. It's fine. They just appear. Mm-hmm.
Well, and the Crown Guard are known to carry a few of these, so it's not going to be a where they come from kind of thing. The presumption's going to be there.
Okay. But well, then I will leave that as it is.
Sure. And what are you doing next?
Looking around for, because the reason I came here originally was that I was trying to keep people from following Astani.
Yeah.
And Diodora.
Correct.
Now there's been a whole bunch of fighting. Bubbles are up. The guard is out here. But Corbin hasn't said anything about seeing any of those people
he hasn't
following me
noted anyone following you. So, still that same messaging. Like, it's all clear. He gave you the warning you might want to leave, but that was about it.
Thank you for the warning, Corbin. I think I have done as much as it's reasonable to do here for the moment, so I suppose we should try to catch up with the others.
Makes sense. Racia is like here, and you just see as he starts flapping quickly down the street.
I take a moment to make another disguise that has me look like a normal townsperson from the grotto before I head over there.
Okay. Can you go ahead and roll for that?
Yay, a nat 20 for that one.
Let's go! Okay.
I am a master of disguises. My name is Tim Gunn.
Yeah, you are very easily able to blend in normal John Doe moving down the streets. And I imagine beelining it towards the cemetery district, or graveyard district rather, finding yourself within the cemetery where Astani and Diodora are as their group reconvenes.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. This is above table. This is me talking. That was like, I loved that scene. I could have watched that for the next 2 hours. But also, I'm gonna be really real. I feel like that was unfair because I should have been there to fight.
like cut to like 2 minutes before where like Asani's charging in behind like Diodora. Like this is where we just needed to like come through the wall.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
burst in like the fucking Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to rock shit. Because I'll tell you what, like, and even if I didn't fight, I had so much that I wanted to say, and Deodora doesn't know this is happening.
Nope.
But in the meta, she does know what this is happening.
And then
She's
like
happy,
a roll of
but
parchment
she-
just goes down the list. Like,
Yeah,
okay, let me start at
yeah.
number 1.
I just quote all of Euphoria by Kendrick Lamar. And then I tell all the people who are fighting, like, you really gonna listen to this bitch ass? He don't even show up until after the fact. He was not here. He ain't been here, and he sits up on his little tower up on the goddamn mountain. You gonna listen to him? Shut up. Go home, Roger.
If I had the ability, right? If I had the ability to do it, I would. If it wasn't both concentration magic, I would have had Titanium appear, and then right after that, I would have used Call Lightning. But I couldn't because they're both concentration.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm under the table now.
Rory, you meet up with Astani and Deodora at the gates of the mausoleum.
Oh, they're
Well-
coming in. As soon as they see them, there's just like that small pickup of the step, even like a whisper like that comes out, just like Rory. And
No, like there's like I look like a townsperson
Yeah.
except I have like a hood on.
oh my
It's
god,
like-
that's true.
Yeah.
Do we know that we're going to head there together though,
Mm-mm.
or like we'll meet you up there? No.
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
then-
Yeah, because
Oh, yeah.
Rory
Yeah.
said go. I'll meet you
Yeah.
there.
So
yeah.
the let it be like Osani just being like, it could be up. Hello. Good. Fine person.
So it's like, good morrow to you. Like, who are you?
There's no need for alarm. At least not here at the mausoleum. Perhaps back at the grotto, but that is a discussion to have at a different time. Barrera was up to some unfortunate. Tanito is going to need a lot of assistance.
I can assist by shoving my sword up that goblin's ass.
Allow me to assure you, were you there at the time, you would have done far worse. And I just started walking with everybody into the mausoleum.
Okay. You find yourself
Storm clouds over my head, just angry.
I think as you descend and that statement was made, like there's another bolt of lightning and then thunder rolling in as you all begin your descent down the stairs until you find yourselves back within that room.
I think I pointedly don't look. You know, like I just like kind of keep, like I have like horse blinders on. Just sorry, Astani. No offense. I just don't look. I don't want to see it. Just go straight to like wherever like the next door or archway or whatever is.
It's not. It's the tomb itself in the very center.
Oh, okay.
I go, hey, Theodora.
And
I
I
can
love
do
you
this.
so much. I'm so sorry. Can you please?
Theodora, I can do this part if you would like to remain outside.
I will watch the door.
There's like a kind of like that knowing nod in exchange of like, yeah, I feel you. And Rory goes in to go and get some bone weave thread.
Yeah. And I think I position myself in such a way where it's like, I'm like, if there's like a little short hallway-ish type place, like I'm kind of like in the middle of that, like where I can still see my companions, but I can't really see like I can still hear my companions and like out of my periphery see them moving, but I'm not looking into the room.
Sure. So there are little alcoves kind of spread out. It's all one main room. It's just the individuals that you were not looking at are off in the far left corner, where Astani had been kind of doing their little ceremony over. Rory, you have not see invisibility. You have dark vision, correct?
I do.
Okay. I need a strength check as you're pushing the top of the tomb that's in the very center of the room.
Okay, well, my strength rolls are just whatever's on the die because I don't have a modifier. That's a 19.
19. With difficulty, you are able to push. And you do see that there are kind of cobwebs that are lining the tomb itself. But eventually the stone gives way and you feel a rush of cold air kind of moving through. There is a ladder that descends downwards into what you can see on the kind of peripherals of your vision. You see scatterings of bone and darkness otherwise. But there does look like there is another level underneath this mausoleum, probably about 10 feet down.
Okay. But only 10 feet?
For what you're able to see right now, yeah.
Okay. I send some dancing lights down there to see what else lies beyond that 10-foot point.
Okay. Dancing lights move through. Don't see anything. Just the, because again, it's in this kind of weird chute that goes down 10 feet and then it opens up. So you can't really see beyond what you're looking down at.
Okay. I take the time to explain that to the party. Hey, there's like a space that seems to go down for 10 feet into some other level below. I'm not sure where that is, and I don't know how well we would fit in there. Exactly, considering that the entrance to it is a sarcophagus.
And
Clearly
yes,
this
the
is not about Astani, so
the sarcophagus does look like it could fit Astani. I will say it is large enough too.
Cool. They're just like checking it, tucking their hair, like, oh, cool. They're detect evil, evil and good. Has it been like 10 minutes?
Yeah,
or more.
There has been no pings, nothing.
Got it. So nothing's still there. I think. No, we cannot see anything inside. We don't know how far this goes down. You said 10 feet.
Yep.
All right, I don't care to walk through the dark, but if we have to do this, let's do this with great care. And they start stepping towards it. I think Osani's going to where is that spell? There's so many spells. They wanted to. Oh, they don't have commune on. Do they have commune? They wanted to ask their goddess if this is like the right way forward. Like, is there anything in front of them? But I am out of spell slots, so.
How are you out of spell slots?
No.
Didn't we have a long rest?
Yeah, y'all had a long rest.
I didn't say anything. What do you mean? I didn't say anything.
I was like, what were you
Asani's
doing
patting,
in your sleep?
Asani's trying to find her spell book. Like, where did I put that?
Stani is secretly part of the society, and is doing weird shit at night.
Okay, don't be saying that shit like that. Even if
Astani notices. Sorry.
Go ahead.
As Astani notices, like, I do notice that it's dark down there, so I do have a means to create light for us to see by if you need it.
It is very helpful. Yes, I am just worried that whatever that we are looking for, much harder to find. Should we just continue forward and not spend more time here?
Well, unfortunately, spending time here is part of the way forward. Do you have any particular apprehensions in mausoleums?
From the last one, no. Yes. No. Yes. Every time we walk into one, I feel like the answer is that there is undead and more unrest. And granted, I have abilities to control undead or work with them. I just tend not to be interested because they feel like a misuse of life and energy.
The
Not
undead?
unholy, it's not worth it.
Well, the only thing I can say here is I regret to inform you that the forces we're up against intend to make many more of them if we do not stop them.
Oh, yes. No, I understand. It just gives me a displeasure to have to walk amongst them and not think of their names and who they are and what they used to smile like and be happy about when I see undead walking amongst us. So it's just, I tend to give them too much, and it burdens a heart for a while. So I just don't work with them because of that. It's like a doctor who decides to no longer be a doctor anymore because you carry the work home.
This I can understand, although it is a interesting and different perspective from mine. When I think of the undead, I do not think of nameless people. I think of... And there's a moment of pause, mostly because it's one of those you can see like there's a pause, like he's remembering something. I have felt the gratitude that they feel when they're able to go home.
Oh, Sani's crying. There's just little tears coming out of her corner of her eyes. She has some Pisces in her chart for sure. She's just like, you're calling to me? And then she just turns to you. Then you are a rare one, Rory. A very, very rare gem. And then they'll kind of lightly put their hand onto your shoulder and cast Death Ward for like the next 8 hours.
And I suppose for what it's worth, being in the body that I'm in, I think I feel the same. I don't know if Blackstone would like it much though. I will descend first. And then Ostani, Theodore, I suppose it'll be the two of you after. At least I can kind of disarm traps and things from a distance, and I have an easier time seeing them.
I can also see in the dark.
I really do keep forgetting that there are people who can just do that as non-automaton creatures.
Yeah, you know. Genetics.
Good, you know, a wonderful adaptation for hunting.
Yes. I think in her mind, even though I'm like not looking at Rory, like in my mind, I'm just like, yeah, bro, you like took the dark vision stuff from like probably yourself and put it into this automaton. Like, what are you talking about? Even I'm smart enough to know that.
I descend.
Been a robot for too long.
All right. You descend down into the depths of this mausoleum. through the tomb. Finding yourself in a hallway. Not a massive one, but again, if we're concerned, Astani will fit. We'll probably have to hunt
be
her
in the
head
back.
down a little bit.
Mhm.
Little bit. And otherwise,
Imagine the dust and the cobwebs
Yep.
following, and just Asani like, this is fine velvet and like cashmere. Like, what are you doing? Just you just hear like behind Theodora, just like. Okay.
And the otherwise darkened hallway that you were in before, now lit up with those dancing lights moving through, showing that this hallway stretches on for a while. I think, Rory, for you, getting glimpses of Blackstone's memories and Deodora, the image that comes to mind is of your time in the Unitel, moving through those underground layers. Rory, you would know you're not in the catacombs proper. There's always one line of a hallway in between the main thoroughfare that is Jorix and the catacombs beneath, to potentially dissuade this being the final "are you sure" kind of for any smugglers or civilians that want to test the ghost story theory. This is essentially that last road, that archway until you hit the Museum of Bone and Ivory that you know is beneath your feet as you are walking.
Should we close the lid of that sarcophagus and say someone decides to follow us in here to check?
I mean, it might delay them, but I think they're going to show up no matter what. But I can close it. I think as I go to close it, I do finally glance into the corner where my friends are.
And they are as they were laid, as Astani left them, looking peaceful. All things considered, obviously, but there.
I think I feel grief and anger sort of grip at my heart, and then I'll close the sarcophagus.
You close. Darkness for a moment before one of the dancing lights kind of moves through, illuminating the spot where you are, Deodora. Who is leading the charge as you move down the hallway?
I think Rory said they were going first.
If you would like to check for traps, you're more than welcome to.
I would like to.
Oh.
I would like to do that with my mage hand because I have a
Yep.
thing to do that.
Yes, you can. Yes,
Yep,
fair.
That ledger domain. Where's Sparky?
Sparky is still with you. Is kind of seems to be much like a puppy exploring something new.
Mhm.
And I imagine too, as the light kind of shifted from the top of the sarcophagus coming on, that Sparky kind of poked little nose of like nudging you forward almost through the shift weave that is just ever present around you. They are with you.
Yeah. He didn't sense anything as we were walking, like anybody following us?
Nope.
Okay.
No pings.
And there is shift weave down here?
There is.
Okay.
There is. It's weak, but it's there.
Okay.
All right. Rory, with that mage hand, what did you roll?
Oh, what do you need me to roll for checking for traps?
You would need to do a investigation check.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on. What is my modifier for this?
I know it's been a while.
Okay, I got it. Hold on. Yikes. Ew.
Not the yikes, not the ew.
Hold on. Do I have? Let me go check this before I say what I'm going to say. Okay, so that is a nat 1 on that roll.
Oh. Okay.
Is
For checking
Corbin with
for-
you?
Corbin is with you.
Oh, do
You
I
can
get
use him
advantage
to
for
give a
those
help,
things?
Yeah.
a help action.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's better. 17.
7. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. You move through the hallway with your mage hand and Corbin. And a couple of spots light up as you do. Some are on the ground amongst the cobblestones and path. Some are along the walls, which you can actually, I would say, Rory can see the indentations of likely where a lot of people just kind of brace themselves against the wall to kind of take a breath and ponder if they're making the right choice. These platelets all allow for the chamber to be moved, as is the way of the catacombs. But you're able to quickly, thanks to Corbin and the mage hand, spot those and can alert your group to step around or not touch that wall, specifically that specific stone, to trigger those things, as that would create a separation amongst the group.
So, okay. So since I can make torch-sized lights,
Mhm.
and I can make up to 4 of them with dancing lights, I take 3 of them and place them in the areas that the party's not supposed to touch or to avoid, and just
Gotcha.
It seems that we have found some things. If memory serves, when you step on these, it turns the chamber. It has a way of separating parties, so you'll want to avoid touching them. I've placed a light on each to make them easier to spot.
Is there a way that I can, like, without triggering it, can I mark them, like, with, like, some charcoal or something?
Mhm.
Like, with, just so we can, like put, like, an X there to, like, in case we do eventually want to see what is on the other side.
Yeah, you can easily do that. You can tell as you're placing the charcoal against it, this is something that you have to, like, someone's putting their weight against to have that trigger happen. So,
Gotcha.
yeah, you can easily do that, no problem.
Yeah, and I will do that for every... whenever Rory comes across something like that, I'll put a mark on it.
Okay. You're walking through the hallway, marking as you go. It happens, it's, Rory, I think you catch on to a pattern. It's every about 15 feet or so, relatively within the same spots. Until you've been traveling now a mile, 2 mile. It's slight because the hallway itself has an ever so slight dip to it as you're descending. So you're not going down a set of stairs, but it is moving downwards.
We're going into the earth.
Yeah.
I want to say also, like, I am checking the shift weave just to see if there's any place where it gets stronger, like there are stronger memories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right now you're getting nothing, but yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
No, that's good. I love it. Till eventually you find yourself at what appears to be a dead end, minus what looks like a mirror in the wall. A large mirror.
I fucking smash it. What are we doing now with your fucking puzzle? Like,
okay, you smash it. And you see what looks to be a trapdoor behind the mirror.
There's a trapdoor behind the mirror?
Mm-hmm. There's like a smaller room with a trapdoor in the bottom.
Gotcha. Okay.
When I look back into the room behind us, where like opposite where the mirror is, do I see that same door on this side of things?
You see, it's hard to see because it's a long stretch of hallway going back several miles, but you see it in not declining, but the opposite of it.
Incline.
Incline. Thank you.
Mhm.
I could not think of the word. It was
I
right
got
there.
you.
Yeah, going uppies.
Going
not
uppies,
downies. Yeah.
going for miles, but nothing has shifted around you. Nothing else has been put in place. You're not boxed in, kind of thing.
Do we see ourselves in the mirror?
Mm-hmm.
So it's showing us in the mirror in this kind of in a reflection of this random room with a trapdoor in it.
Correct.
Okay. I would like to try something.
Okay.
Like, so I want to I would like Rory to watch the mirror.
Mhm.
I'm gonna walk away from the mirror towards the trapdoor and reach to where it is in the mirror.
And sure enough, you feel the latch.
Okay. I pull it open.
Okay. You see yet another ladder descending downwards. More bone present around the floor. But looks like a similar looking hallway to the one that you're currently in.
Are the bones all humanoid?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pop culture reference. This is giving real as above, so below vibes.
Yep.
Shout out to that movie that I love, but it's also real goofy.
Yep.
Okay. I guess I should have checked. I guess I'm glad I wasn't trapped because I just reached. I mean, I guess the mirror kind of was a trap puzzle thing.
Yeah.
But I will let Rory kind of move in to check for anything before we go down,
Sure.
if he wants to. No
I
pressure.
do. I do, because it's nice to be helpful. So
Sure.
I go and I do helpful things. And check for more traps. You need rolls for that, right?
Yes, as you descend, yes.
What role do you which one? Investigation still?
Yep, if you are checking for traps, it will always be investigation.
18.
18. You get nothing. Nothing popping out. As you descend and you find yourself, are the lights still going from your fairy lights?
Mm-hmm. Like they just follow me like around
They just sort of like,
what is the range on
I think,
that?
bounce
'Cause,
in
like,
front of you.
Yeah, they
I
kind of
think
bounce around.
I thought it was 30 feet, but I could be wrong. Maybe that's the light it sheds. It's been a long time since I've looked at dancing lights.
So they have a maximum range of 60, but they
Okay.
can't be more than 20 feet apart. So I
Yeah.
can just do like, all sorts of things for stuff, which is cool.
Yeah. No traps that you can see, but the walls of the hallway you now find yourself in are drastically different than the one that you were in before. You see
Because-
lines of what looks like at first small stones. And it takes you a minute to realize these are femurs. These are bones from legs and arms that have been stacked, lining the walls. And almost in sections, breaking them apart, are a line of skulls. As
This
you
is sick.
entered the
Sorry.
catacombs proper. And
I'm a
that
fucking
is where
freak.
we're going
This
to
is
call it
sick.
for today.
No, I want to stay. I want to stay in the Bone Castle.
Welcome to the Museum of Bone, everybody. I just put a picture of what you're looking at in the Discord as well.
Okay, well, I will look after.
Yep. That is where we are going to call it for today. Otherwise, we'll easily be
Moss
here.
just
I
came
know,
back.
Moss just came back. I'm so sorry, Lovey.
Wow.
I waited here to not go use the bathroom for like a good 30 minutes. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah,
There's probably video of me just going like this because I'm waiting and waiting. And then I'm like, I can't wait anymore. And then I come back and it's...
Sorry. I'm so
okay.
sorry. That is where we're gonna call it for today. Believe me, I want to keep going, but I'm like, we could go for like another 2 hours at the rate we're going. And I want to make sure everyone is taking some time for them as well. So thank you so much for joining us today. Today was a ton of fun. I'm so happy to be back, y'all. Oh, so happy. This was so nice for my spirit, my soul. I always have a blast with y'all, so thank you so much for that. Thank you to our incredible mod team, as always, keeping us safe as well. All right, let's go ahead and do our outros, and we'll start with the returned Moz. Where we can find and support all the wonderful things
insult
you're doing.
to injury.
No!
Insult to injury.
No!
Hello. I don't know what I'm doing next except hyperfixating on this game and just think about it in bed. I'm hoping to stream tonight if I have some energy and after I feed Biscuit. But other than that, yeah, I'm typically on Sundays with Forgotten Adventures and Tuesdays with Catchy Cantrips. And then a couple of wonderful things are happening over at Starcrawl this month, and finishing this month and then continuing onwards. So definitely give a follow, give a look out for those. Or is that the phrase? I don't know anymore. I was so excited
Be
to
on the
fight
lookout.
something. Thank
Bolo,
you.
watch the
Thank you.
socials.
Yeah.
Clock in, bitches.
Yes, thank you. I was
Clock in and then
practicing
lock in, in that
Ostani's
order.
accent all the way from here to
I'm
there
so
to back.
sorry.
You are good.
I was
And then as soon,
holding it as
it's
long
just
as I
so
could,
funny.
and I was just
Please
like,
clip it where I turn my camera back on and I put my headphones and I was just about to say something. I'm like, oh, please clip
I'm
that for
so
me. 'cause
sorry. I
so
was
funny.
holding it as long. I'm like, okay, Moz will get back. Nope, this is okay. Like, I was trying so hard.
It's totally fine. It's not your fault.
It's all good.
Girl can't even use the bathroom anymore in these parts. Like you just miss.
I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. Let's go over to our wonderful I'm not gonna say problem, remedy for today. Sin.
Hi, I'm still Rory. I did not eat. We have gone one episode now where I have not eaten or attempted to eat a barrier cube and have used them in the way that the DM intended them. Now, whether or not I will continue that trend remains to be seen. But I have been Rory, he and him. I'm Cinzieg, he and they, for the foreseeable future. And today's been a wonderful time. I'm glad that I've gotten to hang out here with everybody. You can find me here on Twitch on occasion, possibly today or tomorrow, doing streaming things, and with the Major Linux channel on Thursdays, where once again someone in tech has done something goofy, and I have to explain why they shouldn't have.
Makes sense. And over to Fair.
Hi, I'm Fair. I've been Diodora, fucking puzzle master.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Mots wasn't here, but I solved a puzzle.
I'm so
sorry,
sorry,
Mots.
Mots.
Sorry, Mots. Mots is gonna quit.
Moz is gonna like
Mots is
kill
gonna
me in
show
my
up.
sleep. Like that's what's gonna happen.
Mots is gonna manifest in your fucking house.
Just in your wall. Why, Jordan? Why?
Jordan, why? Just like haunting. You're being haunted now. You can follow me on socials at Fairbear, Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok. Here on Twitch, I do stream. I thought about streaming tonight, but I've had a headache this whole fucking time. Just FYI. So, not tonight, but I stream whenever I want these days. So just follow me on Twitch. So you get them go live notifications or whatever the fuck. You can also find me over on Dibbles and Dice's channel, Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Mountain. Wow. 8 p.m. Eastern. Listen, headache. I have an excuse today.
You do.
For Philly by Night, The Monster Within, which is a Vampire the Masquerade campaign that centers around newly made cam members who have to deal with vampire politics and also learn how to be vampires. We're literally a month old.
Yep. Tis true. Tis true. It's a great time, I will say.
Yes. Oh, Jordan produces for that, so come over, follow that to support Jordan too.
Wonderful. And everyone, hi. I've been your storyteller, D&D Jordan Lee. I will be back here tomorrow and resuming our regular schedule this week. And we'll be back with a new episode next week with potentially everybody. We got to figure out some scheduling things potentially, but I'm very excited as we are finally getting to the catacombs and we'll see what that's all about. Thank you so much, y'all, for hanging out with us today. I already know where we're going to head, so please follow us with the raid as Salem is also giving his love as well. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you next time from Beyond the Veil. Bye, everybody.
Bye.